Hi, my name is Maureen. I work as a people and change consultant, and I live in Manchester. I always knew I wanted to do a master's, and for some reason, I always had decided I was going to be the UK. So my goal for coming was to get an MSc degree, work here for a bit, and potentially go back home. The biggest thing for me was the shock in not getting a job as quickly as I thought I would. I had imagined in my head that I was definitely going to get a job before I graduated. But then I think the first couple of months, I had to deal with a series of like rejections. And that was hard and painful, but I think I still felt like it was okay and like I could deal with it. And also had to deal with I guess the loneliness of being the only black person in my class, having to learn in the pandemic and not necessarily like having like support or like community. So that made it a bit more challenging. Yeah. So I think one good thing that happened was while I was still job searching and I had an interview prep, someone had reached out to me. I have to say though that before I came to the UK, a friend of mine had told me about the Outliers Circle. And I was like, okay, nice. It's good. When I get there, I'll join them. And I actually did sign up. I got the welcome email, but I never joined the WhatsApp group because I was like, I don't need another WhatsApp group in my life. So I ended up not joining. And I think after a while, Ibukun reached out to me and she was like, oh, you got the email a while ago. We haven't seen you. And I just wanted to check in. And that day, I spent so much time asking her questions about like job market, the potential of me finding something before I graduated, and I had an interview in view. And Ibukun spent so much time just, explaining to me like different techniques and what I needed to do. And then she was like, you know what, let's book in a session so that we can actually do a proper prep ahead of your interview. I was really shocked because like she didn't know me. She didn't have to, but then she did. And so after we went through the interview prep, which was really very helpful, I didn't get the job though, but it was really great and it helped to boost my confidence. Um, I then decided that you know what, just for the fact that this lady took her time and made the effort to help me, I definitely have to show up on that community, and so I joined the WhatsApp group eventually. And I saw how people were so engaged. It's like if someone asks questions before you blink your eyes, like someone already has an answer. I tried to be as active as I could in the group, and if I had answers to questions, I would always like respond. And so there was a day someone reached out on the group and was trying to find a dissertation paper. And I remember that day I was just walking back from like I had spent so much time on my project and I was just walking back to my hostel. And I saw the message. I was like, okay, let me just quickly check. And I checked while I was on my phone and I found it and I sent it. And it became like a whole big thing because like, people, she was so appreciative of it. And like, I don't know, I guess it really helped. I felt good about it. And from then on, I think I just made like a commitment to just, be really active, show up at the community events, which I did. I eventually attended the first hangout that we had post-pandemic. And it was great because I was chatting to this person and then she was like, she asked for a paper and someone shared it. I was like, oh, that was me. And it was just interesting. And I think from then on, we became quite good friends, planned to attend like the next event together, went for her graduation. And from then on, like I built really good friendships from that group. And it wasn't just her, it was, several other people that I met and the kind of conversations we had. One thing that really stood out to me, or one thing that really helped me with the community events was the fact that people really shared. People were really honest and open about their experiences. And it kind of made me feel like, okay, so I'm not crazy. It's not like I'm the person who does not have sense and the person who they cannot, pick for jobs. It was just a phase that we're all going through. And so it really helped. And it was really reassuring to also hear from people who had gone through this and had gotten like through the experience together. So that was a great thing that came out of the event. Beyond school, career, jobs, I think the big thing for me with Outliers is the fact that I've made good friends. I think for me, I don't know how to make friends just like, walking up to people. So it always helps to be in like a setting. Beyond jobs, careers, and one of the big things for me with Outliers Circle is the fact that I've been able to connect well with lots of other people. So a friend I met at one of the Birmingham events, she was someone that I reached out to when I had to stay in Birmingham and I was able to pass the night at her place. And then that's how we built like really good friendship and, we traveled together. And someone else who needed a place to stay in Manchester reached out to me. And, even if it felt very, strange, but I just, because of the spirit of the community, it just was a lot easier to just, let her stay. And from then on, we've become like really, really great friends as well. And also because I was in Southampton and then moved to Manchester. And when I got to Manchester, it was very difficult because I really did not know anybody. And one of the things that kind of helped me start to build a community was the first Outliers Circle hangout. And after everyone had come, I decided to invite them like to the house, I and my friend, and we cooked and we just hung out again. And so that started like the build of like really good relationships. And I've said all this to say that Outliers has been like an amazing place to meet great people, and even the people who I do not necessarily refer to as friends, they are great people to kind of have in my network, and people I know that I can always reach out to and I can always depend on. And that's the beauty of the Outliers Circle.